Hi guys, how is everyone today? I am super excited. Super excited. Sorry, let me get this Instagram going. I'm super excited to have everyone joining me for today's edition, this week's edition of my Foreshadow series, looking at the energy ahead of us and seeing how we can utilize that energy to make it work for us instead of against us. Okay, so there's some interesting things that are definitely going on in the cosmos right now, right? So we have so much opposition. Opposition is really the best word that I can use to speak about it. When I was really meditating and asking for what we wanted to talk about tonight, I just saw all this polarity going on, obviously around us in the physical world, but there's also an incredible amount of polarity that is happening in the cosmic world. So there's a phrase in an ancient Kabbalistic text called the Zohar, and it says, as above, so below. And so we can use this in many different ways. We can use it meaning that the stars, the cosmos, are influencing what's happening in the physical world. We can also then say also what's happening in our consciousness is affecting our physical world. So as above, so below. So this phrase came to me, as above, so below. And it's easy to look around and see what's happening, especially in America, but also in the world. But here in America, like it's literally in my backyard, these protests and these demonstrations, and now they've become these riots. And I'm sure for many of you that are watching and listening and paying attention, they're also happening in your backyard too. And all of a sudden it feels closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to home. Right. So I was meditating right before we started today, and I thought, so what can I share that will offer a broader perspective about what's going on? And I have to tell you, I love the energy. I love energy so much. I love the universe and the creator and everything that goes on, because you know what? It's no coincidence that we are in the month of Gemini, number one. And number two, that Gemini, the North Node, entered the sign of Gemini and will be in the sign of Gemini for the next roughly 18 and a half months. Okay. So what does this mean? And what does this mean to us? Also, Venus, the planet Venus, is in Gemini and it's retrograde. Retrogrades are always about inner reflection and looking in to see how we can utilize that energy to work on us from within. So what does it mean? Polarity. We live in this 3D world of paradox, right? Good or bad, right or wrong, yes or no, black or white, gay or straight. All of these different polarities, juxtapositions that happen in this world around us. And they're also happening within us, good and evil. Gemini, the sign of the twins, amplifies that, right? When Gemini is high vibe, they are like, Gemini's the best, right? It's like such an incredible energy to be around. They are the people person. They are fun. They are gregarious. They're exciting. However, if you've caught them when they're not high vibe and when they're in a mood, when they are more self-loathing and angry or kind of maybe pissed off at the world, you don't want to be in their path. Okay. Now I can say that because I have Gemini Rising. So a lot of my personality comes from Gemini Rising. So I have really know that energy intimately. So that energy, because of all the Gemini that's happening in the world, our sun, our Venus, the North Node, all of this Gemini that's happening means it's all happening right now, collectively, really coming to almost ambush us. But it's making us look within ourselves and saying, where is my polarity? Where is my duality? Where is my good or bad, right or wrong, black or white? Where is it? Where is my inner racist? It's time for us to get honest with ourselves. And the idea and the goal is not to stay here in this little dimension where it's good or bad or right or wrong, because I've got news for you. The highest elevation, the next level, the reality of all that is and all that exists in the universe is not fragmented. Okay? It's not good or bad or right or wrong. It just is. You know, one of the phrases that I have used almost my whole life, my friend Rebecca is here. She knows, she has known me since I was 16, and I don't know how or when or where or why I started using it, but I always used to say, it's all good. And it's just been something that I've had a part of me and I've used my whole life. And it becomes even more and more clear as I begin to study the metaphysical world and the spiritual world, and the point of view of the universe from where the creator is, that it is all it is. Let's not label it good or bad, right or wrong, right? It just is. And in that place of it is fulfilling, it is complete, and it is whole. And that is where we want to go, my friends. We want to elevate to that place of wholeness. But right now, we're in a place of fragmentation. Okay, we're in the place of good or bad or right or wrong. And then now it's being forced to come at us. Soul or ego. All of our actions, all of our thoughts, all of our beliefs, all of our motivations are rooted in this love or fear, love or fear, love or fear. This is something that A Course in Miracles teaches. Every choice that we make is out of love or fear. I'm going to go even further and say every choice that we make from this third plane dimension is out of love or out of fear, out of love or out of fear. So if we choose more from the point of view of love, what are we going to receive back more of? Love. This requires one thing that we all must get in alignment with now. We must take responsibility 1,000-fold for our thoughts and our actions and our beliefs. We can no longer pretend that we are one thing inside and acting out in a different way. It's happening all around us, and all of a sudden everything is magnified. All of those inner beliefs and all of those inner struggles and all of those inner demons, if you will, are coming out, my friends, and let's get them out. Okay, this Venus in retrograde in Gemini is the opportunity for us to really, really, really go inside and go deep and look at what is beautiful in your life and what is not beautiful, and find that and bring that to the surface so that we can make it beautiful. A lot of those things that we bury, you know, I'll tell you something. It just popped into my head. Like, think about how many times you've shared a secret, something that was very, very deep and personal to you. And you shared this secret with someone and it moved them. It touched them. It allowed them to find themselves in a place of healing because you shared that secret, that thing that you always were embarrassed of, that darkness. Guys, now it's time to bring up all of this stuff that we've got inside so that we can heal it and so that we can share it and so that we can transform this darkness into light. This is the opportunity that we are in right now. Now, with that being said, I wanted to also share an awareness that came to me. You know, these nodes, they last for 18 months. North node, south node. If you don't know what it is, it doesn't matter because it's more of what I'm sharing with you about how they affect us. So the North node and South node in astrology happens like 18 and a half months. It switches into a different sign. And it happens every 18 and a half years. The last time the North node was in Gemini was 18 years ago. And it was 2001, October 2001. Okay, so what happened after around that time? So our whole world, the way that we started to interact and deal with things started to change, started to shift. But one of the industries that was affected the most by 9/11 was what? Travel, air travel. So we, have all these new requirements for air travel, whatever. So that happened the last time Gemini went into the North Node. Now, what do we have now? All of a sudden, 90% of the flights, 90% of air travel in the last few months has been grounded. People are no longer traveling via air so much anymore. So we're going to start to see some huge shifts in the way that we travel. Now, Gemini is the sign of short-term travel. Everything with Gemini is short-term, 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 short-term relationships, short-term everything. So this energy of Gemini is forcing us to create more intimate, closer, like neighborhood, making friends with the people that are around you in your neighborhood, more about community, short-term travel, right? So it will take you, a 20-minute drive to get to your community, to be with your community. So those things are going to increase now. We're going to see a lot more of care and compassion and nurturing of more neighborhood type relationships for us. So family, friends, local, people are growing, even with like how we buy things. Like farmers markets are going to become even more of a thing. You know how people are growing their own gardens now and whatever. It's like that's happening. Also, how we exchange money is going to begin to, or trade, I guess I should say, is going to change a lot too. So, for example, I'm growing potatoes and you're growing tomatoes, and I need 2 tomatoes and I need 3 potatoes, and so it's that kind of thing. We're going to see different ways on how to exchange energy. Okay, so that's going to become a thing. And then the other thing that I wanted to share too about so this Gemini energy is also quick. So one of the things that so interesting, Gemini, they often say Geminis are the jack of all trades, the master of none, right? Because they want to learn and they want to learn quick and they want to pick it up and they want to pick it up and they want to pick it up. And guess what? This is going to work in our favor in the next 18 months because we're going to bring that energy in. We're going to learn short-term things. And you know what then we're going to do? We're going to find a secondary or third or fourth way of making money and creating revenue for ourselves. It's already happening with people building an online business to help support themselves. So this is going to be the time. Becky's a great example. She has been making masks to help people who need masks. It's, she's operating, she's, adjusting to the times and the energy that we live in, and she's making it work. We all have this opportunity to find new ways to generate more income to help sustain and support us during this time. And if that freaks you out, if any of this freaks you out, or any of this stuff that we're talking about is like, to you, that means all we have to do is go deep in our meditation today to manifest that you're able to utilize this energy to carry it through and carry it with you to help work for you. Okay, so Gemini, air. It's an air sign. So things that have to do with air, the lungs. No coincidence. Coronavirus affects what the most? The lungs. So in the next 18 months, we're going to want to pay very, very close attention to our lungs. Really, really nurture, really, really care for our lungs, how we breathe, how we communicate, how we talk. Okay. These are all signs of the Mercurials, right? Gemini and Virgo are Mercurial signs. About communication, how we communicate with people. What else? Taking care of the lungs. So lungs have to do with sorrow, and lungs have to do with joy. So if you carry a lot of sorrow, it's held in our lungs. So we want to really work to release ourselves from sorrow so that we can have healthy, joyful, giggling, happy lungs. Okay? That's so, so, so important, guys. Something we want to be careful of. Tricksters. Okay? We want to be careful of tricksters because this Mercurial energy is a playful type energy, and it kind of is that naughty child. It's that naughty child that tries to get away with things and usually does, right? because the Mercurial aspect is so clever. It's intellectual, it's clever, it's able to really, you know, what do they say? Sell water to a camel, or something like that, right? It's like, it's that kind of energy. So be aware of tricksters. Be aware of falling into that energy of being tricked, especially when it has to do with stuff online, right? What are you getting into? What are you buying? All that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a lot. I know it's a lot of energy, guys. Really, 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 we want to look forward, 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 forward. There's a card in the tarot. It's called the Fool, and it's the first card, actually, first card in the deck. And the Fool is always looking out. If you ever see it, he's like, has like a knapsack on, and he's always looking out, looking over a huge plain. So he's taking this adventure, and he's only looking forward, 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 forward. So we now must really focus on looking forward. Where are we going? What are we doing? How is it affecting us? We want to focus on what we want, not what we don't want. Living in this place of, and it's so easy to watch TV and be like, oh, I don't want this in the world. Well, what do you want? Do you want to live in a world of where people get along? Do you want to live in a world where we can release ourselves from judgments and points of views about people based on their skin color or their sexual orientation or their gender or anything, the language that they speak? Do you want to live in that world? I know I do. And I know that I definitely have plenty of my own demons inside of me and plenty of my own oppositional energies that I want to get rid of. And I want to find the truth and the truth and truth and truth, so I can elevate, so we all can elevate to that place of the higher dimension where it is, where everything just is. Hi, Betsy. Thank you so much for joining us. Yvette, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys are amazing. Now, let's do it. Let's really, really, really now go in, take all this information, and let's manifest it in our lives right here, right now, so that we can begin to move forward in a direction that is really, really only in alignment with our soul. Okay? So, uncross your arms and your legs. Just to remind everyone, the kind of meditation that I always offer is called a theta healing meditation. Theta healing is a modality that was created by Vienna Steibel, my teacher and very incredible woman. And what she discovered is that our consciousness is creating our reality. We know this. However, our subconscious mind is fueling the conscious mind. So our subconscious mind is holding limiting beliefs. And those limiting beliefs, guys, are getting in our way. Okay? So in the meditation that we're going to do, the theta healing meditation, we're going to go into a theta brainwave. We're going to access it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to intuit some downloads for you. Downloads are just energies and packets of energy from the point of view of the universe to pull and replace limiting beliefs in our lives, in our subconscious mind, so that we can actually begin to be supported by what we want and what we want to get. Okay? So Mercurial, so Gemini. It's like, la, 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 la. Did you guys get that? If not, please just watch it again. I don't even know half of the stuff that I said. I just know that I needed to get it out. So let's uncross our arms and our legs, and let's just kind of settle in, guys. Settle into the energy. Oh, gosh. Take a second to become present. Take a second to become aware. Feel the energy around us. If you hear things outside or maybe in your own home, children playing or anything like that, allow that. It is a part of all that is. There's no need to ignore it or try to focus your attention on tuning it out. Just allow it to be. And now what I'd like for you to do is take 3 deep breaths, okay? In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Now let's shift our focus to our heart. And just imagine this beautiful, beautiful energy within our heart. And as you do, just watch it grow and expand. This energy that represents everything that you could ever want is within you and a part of you. Allow that energy to expand, to encapsulate your entire being, and expand out even beyond there into the chair that you're sitting in, or the computer or the phone that's in front of you. Remember that we're just atoms and molecules that are floating in space. So as we expand, we become one with everything that we touch. So as we expand out into the room that we're in, into the house or the building, further and further and further, into the town or the city, the state, the country, the continent, and the bodies of water that surround the continent. And now you can see your expansion expanding into other continents and other bodies of water until you come to this understanding that you are a part of everything in this globe. You are one with every living organism on this planet. Offer love to this planet. And now we're going to expand out past that into space, out past planets and galaxies and the Milky Way. Expand out further and further and further until you come to the far outer reaches of the physical universe and into the spiritual world. And you can see different layers of light and some dark, but you keep pushing through, expanding out through those further and further and further until you come to a beautiful, beautiful golden-like layer. Push through the golden-like layer further and further and further until you come to this beautiful jelly-like substance layer that feels like liquid. Extend out past that, further and further and further, until you come to a beautiful pink haze, which is the law of compassion. And as you extend out past that, allow the law of compassion to propel you into the 7th plane of all that is, the plane of creation, the plane of everything in the universe. You can feel this tingling sensation all over your body as this pearly-like light essence radiates through every cell of your being. This is that place, this is that perspective that we were talking about that is above this 2-3-dimensional reality of good or bad or right or wrong. This is the place where everything just is. It is fulfillment. It is compassion. It is love. So from this place, all I want you to do is just rest and relax in this energy while I create some downloads and ask for some guidance for the energy for the week ahead. Okay, so seems like they really want to talk to us about communication. So would you like to know how to communicate? Would you like to know that you are worthy of communicating your highest truth Would you like to learn a new level of communication? If you want these downloads, guys, just say yes in your mind's eye. You don't have to say it out loud, and then you can receive them into your subconscious mind. So if you'd like to know how to say and speak your truth, to ask for what you want, say yes. Feels like some of you have something going on this week. You're waiting to hear some big news, a big communication. It feels like there's a big communication coming that's necessary, a positive communication. Maybe it's a business deal, or it's maybe you've been communicating with someone on the internet and you're going to meet them once this pandemic is over and you can actually socially distance. So maybe it's romantic. It feels very fun and light. It feels like there's this excitement and this anticipation of this business deal or this interaction with somebody. Maybe you're going to see somebody who you haven't seen in a very long time, or going to communicate with somebody. You're going to create and form a connection. So I hear this about new connections. Would you like to know what it feels like, and that you're open to and ready to release yourself from all fears and anxieties and frustrations that are related to you stepping into these new healthy relationships? If you'd like that, say yes. If you'd like to know how to always be in a vibrational alignment with those energies that are going to come into your experience and help you expand further and further and further into your potential, say yes. This is a good partnership, my friends. This is a good partnership. Because you know what? You can see, they're telling me, like, you can see through the bullshit. Okay? This is the time where you can see through the bullshit. So would you like to know how to see through the bullshit at all times to make sure that you are matching your vibration intentionally and equally with those energies that you're calling forth? If you'd like that, say yes. Safety and security. Remember, we provide our own safety and security. So would you like to know how to be safe and secure within who you are, and that your vibration of safety and security is only going to attract situations in which you are safe and secure? If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to know how to take personal responsibility for your energy, for your time, for your money, for your interactions, for your relationships, for your friendships? If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to know what it feels like to have those boundaries, those healthy boundaries, as you form those new relationships and those new partnerships? If you'd like that, say yes. Breathe new air. So I keep hearing this, like, breathe new air. Breathe new air. Oh my God. Wait, what isn't one of the things about the riots right now? I can't breathe. So now I hear this energy of breathe new air they're saying to me. So would you like to know what it feels like, and that you know how to, when to, where to, that it's safe for you to breathe and to breathe new air and to step into this new reality of this new dimension of this ability for you to expand your lungs so that your lungs can be full of this light force energy? If you would like that, say yes. And would you like to know how to use your breath, to use your words, to use your communication to elevate people, places, and situations around you, and that you know how to communicate your support and your love and your care in a compassionate and loving way? If you'd like that, say yes. I don't know what this might mean to you, but would you like to know how to fly? Would you like to know that it's safe for you to fly, and that you can literally spread your wings at any given moment and elevate from this 3D dimension into the higher worlds? Would you like to know how to fly, both spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally? That it's safe for you to fly, and that in doing so, you can see a broader perspective and you can see the higher perspective. Would you like to know what it feels like to know how to see the big picture, how to not be afraid of the big picture? Yeah. You know, I'm seeing the Hebrew letter Zayin, which is no coincidence, because the letter Zayin represents the energy of Gemini, actually. So the letter Zayin looks like a sword, right? It looks like a sword. So I believe that I'm being shown this this letter because it's like a sword. We want to slash, we want to cut through that which is no longer working for us. We want to slice through all of the limitations that are blocking us from embracing and enveloping the future, our future possibility, our future reality. Would you like to know how to let go of those things that you're holding on to from the past that are no longer working for you? If you'd like that, say yes. Would you like the creator's definition, the highest definition and perspective of what it feels like to elevate, to let go, and to know that it's safe to do so? Would you like to know what it feels like to speak the truth, to know the truth, and to know that you are truth? Beautiful. So I'm picking up like if you speak your truth, you will get persecuted. If you speak your truth, they will harm you. Somebody will harm you or hurt you. So would you like to release yourself from this belief that in order for me to speak my truth, I will be harmed? Can we pull those beliefs? So we're pulling those beliefs. If you want to pull those beliefs, say yes. Okay, so would you like to have discernment? Would you like to have discernment on what you can share and who you can share it with and who you can share your truth with? If you would like that, say yes. Yeah. Would you like to know that you're worthy of speaking your truth and that you can do so without the fear of being harmed or hurt? If you'd like that, say yes. Would you like to know how to see your own privilege? Recognize your own privilege and recognize that every single one of us has different strengths and different weaknesses, different advantages and different disadvantages. Would you like to know what it feels like and that you know how to embrace everyone where they are at? If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to know what it feels like to believe? Actually, it's interesting because many of you can't even imagine living in a world where there is no good or bad or no right or wrong. Like it's like you're fighting for justice. So justice means that there has to be like a bad side or something. So would you like to know that in the higher dimensions, there is justice in the world, that from the point of view of the cause and effect reality, the point of view of karma, that everything is just. It's not our business to make things just. It's our business to work on ourselves, make things just within us. So if we can focus on ourselves and our beliefs and our points of views about our ego and our soul, this is the internal work, my friends. If you would like to know how to do that, say yes. Would you like to be open to doing that? Would you like to join me on this journey of always looking in? As we go in, we change our reality so that our outer reality and our outer dimension changes. If you would like that, say yes. And by doing so, you can see love in the world and everything around you. If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to know what it feels like in every cell of your being to know that you are worthy of unconditional love? And that you are worthy of staying and knowing that you are a part of all that is, that you are a part of the creator of all that is. You are created in its image. Therefore, you are one with the creator. By doing so, you can feel and embrace the creator's love and release yourself from all judgments and forgive yourself for old beliefs that didn't work for you. And you can embrace new ones. Would you like to know that you can always, always, always get up and start over? You can always get up and move ahead. And that you have the energy and the courage to do so. Would you like to know what that feels like to have the energy and courage? If you'd like that, say yes. Beautiful. Great. So that's enough for today. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take your hands and I'd like you to rub them really, 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 really fast. Generate some energy, some friction, some heat. Generate it, generate it, generate it, generate it, generate it. Put your hands over your eyes. And as you put your hands over your eyes, you can open your eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul. And imagine the energy of all that is becoming one with you, warming everything in your soul. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and you can come back to the present. So that was very powerful. It was really a powerful contribution by all of you who are watching. And I feel like it's going to be an amazing week. We're going to really, really experience some incredible magic this week. So let's be open to the magic, okay? Hi, Wendy. Thank you for joining us. Auntie Brinny, thank you for joining me. Thank you all for contributing your energy, for being a part of this. If you enjoyed this video, please share it. Please, please, please share it. I welcome that. Please share it. Please come back on Tuesday. This is June, and I'm starting a new series for the month of June on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. I'm starting the series, Finish What You Start, because in the month of Gemini, it's very, very, very easy for us to have 1,000,001 things going on, but not be able to land the plane, to really focus. So we're going to channel the virtue of focus. We're going to talk about how to finish what you start. That will be Tuesdays at 11 a.m. And then I have something very special planned for Thursdays. And I'm not ready to reveal it yet, but I'll reveal it on Tuesday. I'll reveal it on Tuesday and I'll share it with you guys and then hopefully welcome you back on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. And thank you again so much for joining me. Have an amazing night. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. I love you. You are amazing. Go forth and be awesome as you already are. Good night, friends. Thank you so much.